Here's my note cards. Here's my audience.
Okay. Think of something that stresses you out. Maybe you're afraid of heights, snakes, or the ocean. When you get around these situations, you feel scared and anxious. People who are diagnosed with anxiety typically get that fast heart rate feeling almost on a day-to-day basis or in situations not as extreme as the one previously listed. Serious thoughts about hurting yourself or worse is caused from depression. Depression can be very serious, considering that it can lead to suicide thoughts and self-harm. I believe anyone who is diagnosed with depression and/or anxiety should be treated and taken seriously as to others who do not have the illness. Those who are not aware of how serious it could be don't understand how difficult it can be to live with anxiety or depression. Anxiety can be fairly extreme. It's not just a slight freak out like many think it is. According to a National Institute, some physical symptoms, especially during a panic attack, include shortness of breath, shaking, nausea, headache, rapid heartbeat, dizzy spells, and more. Having this illness can cause people to go out of their way to avoid their intense feelings of panic towards a fear or phobia. Typically, when growing older, people with this illness worry more about money and their health. Neurologically speaking, the blood flow from your brain increases significantly when having an anxiety attack. Harvard Medical School states, as neurotransmitters carry the impulse to the sympathetic nervous system, heart and breathing rates increase, muscles tense, and blood flow is diverted from the abdominal organs to the brain. There are many different situations and reasons as to why people have anxiety. You can be born with it or inherit it from any kind of traumatic experience, such as sexual assault, fighting in war, losing a loved one, an accident, and many more. It also has the ability to last anywhere from a couple of weeks to a lifetime. Depression is a serious topic because of the effects it can cause. Men and women are affected differently among the several types of depression. Women typically feel more worthlessness and guilt, while men have trouble sleeping, get angry, and lose interest in activities. Other than just feeling sad majority of the time, some more symptoms of depression are irritability, sluggish, difficulty remembering and concentration, and suicide thoughts. Having depression puts you in a higher risk of suicide. If they decide to act upon their thoughts, this will affect more than just the one struggling. It affects their family and friends too, and can trigger depression among them as well. According to a research foundation, depression is the primary reason why someone dies of suicide about every 13 minutes. That's over 41,000 people a year, and that's just inside the United States. Certain medications, such as Zofran, which is typically for a more intense case of depression, can be prescribed to assist the patient with their illness. In conclusion, these illnesses are more than just a feeling one gets when upset or scared. The entire body is affected in those situations and gives that person the ability to act out on impulse. Anxiety and depression typically fall hand in hand, meaning that if you have one illness, you might have the other as well. Besides the fact that they are self-diagnosable, both are treatable. A reliable source states, despite its high level of treatability through therapy and/or medication, 2/3 of adults with anxiety do not receive treatment. Although these medications are not suggested to be taken long-term because of the addiction it may cause. This goes for depression as well. Anyone can be affected by depression and anxiety if they know someone with the illness. The actions the individual may take can irritate or scare their peers, which creates a domino effect on a chain of people who might inherit the illness. Otherwise, as I stated before, depression and anxiety are no joke and need to be taken very seriously because of the intense episodes they can bring upon a struggling individual.